My name is Jonathan Whitaker, and I am the father of Justice Orion Whitaker, my daughter, who I haven't seen or talked to since the day after her 11th birthday on Sunday, October 13th, 2018, when I dropped her back off at her home at the time in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Do the math on that one. Her mother, Precious Angel Parker, completely cut me off, I don't know why, blocked me on social media, and right now this is me being desperate to find my daughter justice. The only thing that the state of Wisconsin family court system cares about is that they get that child support out of each of my paychecks every 2 weeks. And even they say that they don't know where Justice and her mother are. The thing that they do know is that they're no longer in the state of Wisconsin. So can you please help me find my daughter? Maybe search social media or try something that I haven't thought of. If you find her, please tell her to get in touch with her father Jonathan, or Google Joe Blacula. Tell her that I miss her, and as I've always told her, that her father loves her very much. Thank you.
Joe Blacula.
You recording? Dad, you touch! You know, like, hookah. How's my hair? Stop it! I'm straight raw. Stop. I just need something to get my mouth juicy. Wow. I don't get no experience in it. I better prove everything you use. Oh, say. What? You not throwing me off. What did I say? Got to let it
Juicy mouth.
I just moved my lips.
That was enough.
Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here!
Get up in here!
What's good with it, people? I am he and he is Cue My Drop.
Joe Blacula.
That's what it is. And
I am Ebony Sarah Louise Kelly. It is a youthful and energetic color. That is who I am. Ha! Ha 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 ha.
yeah, the atomic bomb was energetic too.
Hey, and it was went to do what it was sent to do, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm with it. Okay, I needed to read that because I was feeling some kind of way and I needed to just exude all this orange right now. I feel you went and did something in the bathroom. What you gonna do? You kind of brushed it, wet it a little bit,
What?
put some beard oil, just brushed it.
Brushed my teeth and brushed it.
Okay. What is this beard oil? Why women are like, ooh, beard oil? Ooh, let me put some oil on your beard.
That's something with y'all.
Oh, it ain't got nothing to do with the man?
No, and we
Men don't like for women to massage, like massage the oil.
Right, now say now you're getting started and then my hair start getting wild and whatnot.
Yeah.
Look, what the hell? Alright, I think we...
Come on. I'm sticking my tongue out. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, let's do it.
What are you laughing
That's
at?
that face.
Because I know you ain't looking at me, you looking at you.
I was looking at you. Man, today is Monday, March 11th, 2024, and the time is 7:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is a special day. We usually don't record on Mondays sometimes. Maybe, do we? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. One of the things I say all the time, some of the time, is a lot of what you stand for depend on where you sit. So out here, it's like, I know a lot of deadbeat fathers. I know a lot of fathers who just ain't personal experience, know people that know people, seen it. Then there are some great fathers. Like fathers who spend time with their daughters, fathers who put in and pour into their daughters, right? So depending on who you're rooting for is kind of where you sit and what you're standing for. And today I am sitting next to Jonathan to just show him how much I support him and how much I am standing in agreement with him for all the things he is seeking for his daughter, Justice.
Okay, that's what you got. I mean, that's it. Okay. So my name is Jonathan Whitaker, also known as the infamous Joe Blacula.
Joe Blacula.
And my daughter, her name is legally Justice Orion Parker Whitaker. I haven't heard from my daughter since Sunday, October the 14th, 2018. Do the math. My daughter, Justice Orion Parker Whitaker. I've been excluding the Parker because of the fact that is her mother's, Precious Angel Parker's, surname or last name. And I don't like thinking about her. I honestly wasn't in agreement with her adding that surname to begin with. I mean, my thing is, traditionally, when women get married, they lose that surname. And with the way I was raised, our surnames are given surnames to begin with. So let's take it back. The reason why I wanted to sit down today, because of the fact that I am caught up in a populace of black men that are fathers that want to do right by their children. And you couldn't have paid me to believe that, no, that's bullshit. Because with Precious, I should have known better. But as a black man, be it as sensitive as I am as far as structure, guidance, and keeping it a buck, just black women. Because I'm very mindful that everything in our community starts with the black woman. The black woman is the head of the emotional household. And the way that our black women are, they're the first teacher of our children. And man, you got a bitter mother, do the math on every sense of the emotion. So it would be for the better that you have a stabilized black mother. And unfortunately, due to the fault of the black man, the majority of our black women are not emotionally stable. It's our fault as sons, brothers, uncles, fathers, boyfriends, baby daddies, husbands, whatever the hell. It is 100% our fault. Ebony asked me a couple of weeks ago what came first, the chicken or the egg, and my brain ran down this whole because my brain don't just stop at the chicken and the egg. It goes, well, this one and blah, 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 blah. My brain jumped into the why is our society the way it is right now? Is it the black woman's fault? The black man's fault? That's a what came first, the chicken or the egg. That one is a shorter answer to me. It's the black man's fault. It's period, point blank. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no debating. So I met Precious Angel Parker in 2006, if I'm correct, when I lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I got her pregnant in February of 2007. January, February, one of them. Do the math. She was born in October. One of my pet peeves is I don't like to hear now, at this age of 50, that she got pregnant. No, she didn't get pregnant. You got her pregnant. Now, if you want to say we became pregnant, which sounds odd to me, so be it. But you got her pregnant.
So it should be I got her pregnant.
Yeah. I got Precious Angel Parker pregnant in January of 2007. And she gave birth to my daughter on October 12th, 2007. And justice is the byproduct of a bad scenario. Precious and I did not get along. And out the gate, I have done my best to be a good father. All of us as fathers should constantly strive to do better. And with me being a black man, having knowledge of self, I'm just very sensitive towards black women, the emotional needs of black women. I'm very critical of black women in my mind because the trappings of this capitalistic society that the majority of the women that I had been with up to that point, because I was 32 at that time, I had been dating women that had daughters. And at a certain point I looked at it and I'm like, this ain't a coincidence, man. And I always got an attachment with these daughters. Sound like I was on the bus today, I'm looking at this little boy sitting next to me. My initial 15 seconds, I'm like, little nigga. But I got over it in about 10 seconds because of the fact he wasn't doing anything except being whatever age he was. And he really wasn't doing that.
And following the rules and instructions.
I didn't like the fact when he sat down, I knew he wasn't going to turn sideways and let me go past him. That's the truth of it. But I calmed down because of the fact that I know that he didn't know. As sure as rain is wet, when it was time for me to get off, he didn't turn sideways. So I gave him a teaching lesson. I bopped him with my bag and brushed past him hard to let him know next time somebody's sitting on the side of you, turn sideways. That was a teaching moment for that young man. You don't want to get hit in the head with with a bag, turn sideways. Maybe your mother didn't know that, or whoever your legal guardian is.
How old was he?
I don't know, about 7, 8, you know.
His mama ass.
When I met Precious Angel Parker, yeah, she has a son. I didn't want to be a father to him. And I will admit that I wasn't trying to be a father to her son because he has a dad. Remember what I'm saying right now. She cut off her son's father, who was a military man, structure-based. At the time, I didn't understand why, and I didn't agree with it. My daughter was born. I did the best that I could to be there for her in a scenario where I'm gonna eliminate a lot of that equation and just say we just did not get along. But I will say this much. Precious Angel Parker knows that I was there for my daughter, Justice Orion Parker Whitaker, as much as I was physically allowed and mentally allowed. What do I mean by the mentally allowed part? I left Milwaukee because Milwaukee wasn't for me anymore due to life reasons. Hey man, I had to come back to Chicago. I went to Milwaukee one day to see my daughter one morning. It was early. Came back mid-afternoon. As soon as I was getting off that mega bus, Precious called me screaming. I'm like, what's the problem? She said, I'll never forget these words. They done took my baby. Long story short, I was back on the same bus, back out to Milwaukee immediately. Now we ain't gonna get into the what's as far as the state of Wisconsin is concerned and why the state of Wisconsin took our child. But I was back out there immediately. But there's no scenario when I was allowed, these are key words here, if I wasn't there for her, it was because I was not allowed. And when I say not allowed, meaning for the most part, I wasn't included in the scenario, meaning I wasn't told about certain stuff. So I'm being real purposely vague right now, all right?
You're doing really well, too.
Huh?
You're doing really well, too.
I want to put this out there. Here's another thing that I want to say, because this needs to be said. Don't you think women need to stop destroying the relationship between fathers and children because they not with the dad?
Of course, that should be a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Sabotaging a kid's relationship with a parent should be an abuse charge.
I agree.
If you falsely accuse a parent of doing something that they didn't do, molesting, beating, mentally abusing a child.
You can't prove any of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that should be a charge, man. That we're destroying kids. There are certain people who don't have the ability to love because their parents destroyed that potential.
So when Justice was a baby in Wisconsin, this was probably like 08, 09, when I'd come back to Milwaukee and stay for a couple of days with her. Precious was a smoker, and she wouldn't smoke around Justice, and she'd go downstairs and sit on her computer and listen to, what's her name, Keisha Cole, which is the reason why I don't like that broad to this day, and would sit on her computer and thumb through MySpace, and I'd be upstairs with Justice watching videos. And I remember I used to prop Justice up in front of me. Like I would hold her up with my right hand. I'd hold her upright. And I don't know why the song Superstar from Lupe Fiasco, whenever that song would come on, she'd kind of like bop like this. Mind you, I'm holding her from the back, but I could feel her back doing like this. And to this day, when I hear that song come on, I cry. I would always be real mindful of that song. When Superstar would come on, you run through 15, 16 videos, it didn't matter. That'd be the only song she kind of moved a little bit. Right with the track, and I'm like, You know, everybody feels that their child is a genius. And look, man, some of our children are idiots. We feel like, hey, man, since I skeeted that out or I gave birth to that, this is the next Superman walking here. No, everybody ain't a winner, regardless of what we're taught or told. Everybody ain't special. Well, yeah, they are, 'cause we're all children of God. That's what we were taught. That's the right thing to say, ain't it?
Yes.
But I do believe that some of us can give birth to demons. Hey, man.
Demons are real.
Period. We're vessels. Another rabbit hole. So, Justice and I, hell, I'm her father. I have a kinship with my daughter. Fuck that, I ain't lost that. Precious would go downstairs, and this went on for, years, man, before she was a baby. I remember how the rhythm I would have with changing her diaper. First time I changed her diaper, I was scared. I didn't know what the fuck to do. Fast forward 2 years, I could grab Justice with both of her feet with my right hand. And I remember her laying there. She'd be laying there looking at me with this look on her face, with this smirk like he got it. I could grab her with both of her feet, pick her up, do the diaper, throw her down, put that diaper on her, and I would walk around the crib up and down stairs with Justice on my shoulder. I would throw her off my shoulder like a pillow, and she would fit perfect. But there was another part of Justice. If I didn't see Justice for a month or 2 or 3, and when Precious would come and see me, Justice would be the angriest baby for about 10 minutes. I'll never forget one day when I had my roommates, I would run out to the car and would snatch the cover off of Justice's car seat. And Justice would be laying there sleeping with this real angry face. And I'm probably assuming I'd probably do the same thing. She'd be asleep mad, and I'd always laugh looking at her like, how are you this angry in your sleep? And when I unhooked the car seat, and she'd wake up and look at me almost like she'd been fighting sleep. But she'd open up her eyes and look at me, and she'd lock eyes with me as if she recognized me, and would just start screaming. And I'm like, all right. And this would go on for like 20 minutes, could be an hour, just mad. And I'd sit there the whole time paddling, like, all right, nigga, you keep it up. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to be here while you calm down. And she'd always calm down, and she'd always chill out. Then after a while, I couldn't keep her away from me. When Precious would bring Justice to see me, when I lived at 5427 South Wabash, and I would leave my bedroom where Justice would be on the bed, there'd be times I'd go to the kitchen, get something, wouldn't be gone 20 seconds, I'd turn around, this girl standing in the middle of the doorway. And I'm like, wow. Or I'd go, to the living room for something, or sit down to work at my equipment real quick, and I'd look up, feel this pressure on my lap. She'd be standing there with her head in my lap looking at me. So that statement is gonna bring us to where we're gonna get to. I did my best, and that's I hate saying that shit, because it sounds so minimalistic, but I was there for my daughter as much as I was allowed. I'm sure that it would have been better if I stayed in Wisconsin. But if frogs had wings, they wouldn't bump their ass when they hopped either. Life happens. Fast forward through the time. I know that I got married in 2012 to my ex-wife. And maybe a little after that, 2016, 17, Precious allowed me to start getting Justice and bringing her back to Chicago. And I was so happy, man. I couldn't wait for when she started being able to understand me. I think the first time I brought her back was when I graduated from Kennedy King College. Justice was, like, wow, well, you have a wife, and
8 years old.
She came back, and wow, I got a whole other family here. I remember that night, now that I think about it, I remember that I was paranoid about Justice being there. She had a bunk bed for her. She was on the top and Jayon was on the bottom, and I just remember I kept looking in there like all night, man, checking on Justice to see if she was asleep. And just as I was awake checking on her, I could see Justice in there tossing and turning because she was excited to be there. I was excited for her to be there. She was excited to be there. And I remember that was the first time me taking her home after the fact, and she kind of let me know, like, yeah, I wasn't ready to go. So fortunately, Precious Angel Parker allowed me to get my daughter more often. And when I say more often, I think maybe 2 or 3 more times, something like that. But it was enough for my unit to establish a rapport. At some point in time, around 2016, 17, Precious changed up on me with Justice coming to stay with us. She didn't like my ex-wife doing her hair.
So Justice probably went home, like sharing her experience at her dad's house. I got a sister, I have this, I have that. Okay.
So she's sending me messages like, don't have that little bitch touching my baby hair. And I'm like, what? My what was more so as a what, like, who the hell are you talking to? Not a what do you mean? Because I immediately knew where that was coming from. Because I know who this woman is. After that, it was like more difficult for me to get my daughter. One of the times, I don't think I had seen Justice in maybe 6 months. No, I saw her like early 2018 and then later 2018. I'll never forget when I picked her up on her birthday in 2018. I saw how much physically she had changed. That's around the time I started losing weight, and she was even looking at me like, you look different. It was 2018. Because that first part of 2018 was when I was still able to enter the household at Precious Angel Parker's former address. And I remember, this is my point here, I remember sitting when we came in, I was allowed to sit on the couch. And I sat on the one couch and Justice sat on the other one, and I remember Justice was looking at the TV. And once again, that's the reason why I told you the story about her being angry with me if I hadn't seen her in a while as a baby. And I remember her sitting there and she said something to me. She said, I said, hey, sweetie. And she said, I'll never forget these words. She said, I don't know who you are. And I wasn't nothing else. I was angry. I was mad as hell as she said that. But it also didn't sound like something that a girl her age would say. In my mind, it's either A, she done picked this up from watching this damn TV, or she done heard that numerous times from anyone. The way I calmed myself down was, Justice is that same angry baby that I take out that car seat. That first hour or two, mad. And them tears, I'll never forget. You know how most people cry with their eyes closed, kinda? Justice would cry looking right at me in my face like, ah! Like she was screaming at me. And I'm looking right at her like, I know, I hear you, I get it, I got it, But I'd be kind of laughing at her. I'd be like, you gonna calm down at a certain point. As a matter of fact, I got a picture of me, I gotta, I'm gonna have to log back into my disconnected Facebook account. Because that's the only place where I know I got those pictures. I got a picture of Justice when she was about a couple of days old when Precious thankfully brought her to see me. And Justice is doing that same cry. In that picture, she's pointing her finger at me. She's doing just like this, screaming. And I'm laughing at her. And this was before we had established that rapport. This is my first time seeing a woman. You can't make me mad right now. You know, this is my first time seeing you. Before she had even kind of started even looking like me. So anyway, that day she was like, I don't even know who you are. And I don't remember what I said, it's not important. But about an hour later, she knew who I was. I'll just say this much, Justice and I have never not gotten along. And I'm making this video for her because as of right now, she's the age that she is. But two things I always told Justice. I always said that I am your father and I love you very much. I also did not back off from being a disciplinarian. Black people in general need discipline. And I was raised in a disciplinary household. I went to disciplinary schools. I come up in disciplinary based structure. So my thing was, no, you're not going to do that. And I don't have to explain to you why. And this is how you are supposed to do things when you're around me. I got my job now on December the 27th, 28th, 2018. One of the very first things I did when I was filling out that damn tax form was to make sure that they took their child support for her. So that, because Precious Angel Parker and I, hey man, she'd hit me up for bread. There was never a time where I never told this woman that I couldn't help her. Mind you, if I disagreed with it or not, mind you, if I had it or not, I gave her what I had. My thing was, I don't want to have to do this anymore. Let them take it, please. I'd rather you do that.
About the child support?
The child support, exactly. That as far as the state of Wisconsin is concerned, well, damn man, as far as I'm concerned, I've been paying child support as of today since I got my first check that they definitely took money out of. that first week in January of 2019, I've been paying child support. If my daughter has ever been told your father hasn't done anything for you financially, oh, I got receipts as far as the state of Wisconsin is concerned. Now, how the state of Wisconsin distributed that money to Precious Angel Parker, that ain't my deal. That's not my bag to carry. But I have been cut off since October the 14th, 2018. I'm going to speculate because of the fact that, as Ebony stated a little while ago, that Justice may have went back to Wisconsin stating, my daddy moved, he got a bigger place, he got me my own room, which I had for her, and probably let it be known. Justice would always let me know the mean things that her siblings, her two siblings, would say to her about me. Would let her know about. They said they said a lot of mean things to her about me that she'd let me know.
Can you just take a pause for a second?
Go ahead.
I just wanted, because if you edit this out, I just want the pause to be good.
My name is Jonathan Whitaker, and I am the father of Justice Orion Whitaker, my daughter, who I haven't seen or talked to since the day after her 11th birthday on Sunday, October 13th, 2018, when I dropped her back off at her home at the time in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Do the math on that one. Her mother, Precious Angel Parker, completely cut me off. I don't know why. Blocked me on social media, and right now, this is me being desperate to find my daughter Justice. The only thing that the state of Wisconsin family court system cares about is that they get that child support out of each of my paychecks every 2 weeks. And even they say that they don't know where Justice and her mother are. The thing that they do know is that they're no longer in the state of Wisconsin. So can you please help me find my daughter? Maybe search social media or try something that I haven't thought of. If you find her, please tell her to get in touch with her father Jonathan, or Google Joe Blacula. Tell her that I miss her, and as I've always told her, that her father loves her very much. Thank you.
Jonathan, you have to remember, crust has to be crunchy.
Joe
Blacula.